everyone, what is up? My name is Elissa and welcome back to another video. And there's a dog barking over there, but you know what? We're going to accept that dog because that dog wants to be part of this video. Today's Q&A is going to be a little bit different than some of the ones previously, and that is because they are serious questions. I asked you guys to give me your most serious, mind-boggling questions, and you did. And so today, we're going to try to answer those to the best of our ability. And I love how I say our, even though I'm literally the only one who's going to be answering them. The first question is, how do I feel about the twins experiment? And so if you didn't know, like I didn't know, the twins experiment is basically an experiment with twins. Wow. These experimenters took 2 twins, and I think there was a situation with 3 twins as well.
If there's 3, are they even twins? Wait, that would be triplets. Okay, so twins and triplets. I'm sorry. I can hear the hate comments rushing in at the fact that I didn't know twins versus triplets. I did! I figured it out. Leave me alone.
They separated them at birth, and they were adopted by different families. It did a lot of good, but do I believe that you should separate people from birth? No. I don't. They didn't even know that they were a twin. So I don't think that's right. I think sometimes what is good for the public is not good for an individual. And so you kind of have to weigh those options. That's kind of why we go to war. That's why we do all those things. It's because what is the good for the public? And a lot of times we side with the public. So I'm not sure. This next question means a lot to me, because I'm short. And so this person asked, why do short women have a stereotype? And she was talking about how short women are looked at as you can't really do anything. I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that like taller people and bigger people equals that they can do more strength building activities. I think it's just we're seen as weaker at this point. Not consciously, mostly subconsciously. And you have to watch out for that because everyone does it. Everyone. You really need to think about those subconscious, the reasoning for what you do. So this next question, when I read it, I was like, whoa. Why should we care about anything if we are just doomed to die? What we have in this world above all else, above religion, above anything, is the impact that we make with people. Because honestly, if you make a great business that gains you a ton of money, great. But when you die, that money's not going with you. That money can buy experiences, and those will go with you. But those are in someone's head. That's in your head. Everything that is good about this world is basically in your head and other people's heads. I think our main mission in this life is to make good experiences that we can remember and that other people can remember, and make good memories with people that they can remember and that we can remember. Because at the end of the day, memories are all we got. Let's do the biggest question that's probably on this list, and that is God dead? I am not going to lie. My faith has dwindled as I've grown older. Which for a lot of people it has. That happens. Do I necessarily believe that Christians have it right? No. Do I believe that Muslims have it right, though? No. I don't believe anybody has it right. I believe there's so much more to the equation than we think there is. I think it's complicated. I think that there very much could be something after this. I don't want to say that God's dead because it's so pessimistic and that's so not what I want to believe. Because here's the thing. If I die and there was nothing after this, okay. Like, that is something I will come to terms with in death. But do I want to live my whole life here thinking that there is nothing after this? I mean, not really. More religion! Let's go! Christians versus gay people. Let's talk about it. It was actually a question, but I wrote on my card Christian versus gay people. So that's how I'm going to say it. Basically the question was like asking me about my sexuality and then asking me if I was Christian and then basically combining the two and saying, how do you deal with people who aren't okay with gay people and bisexual people and trans people who are Christians? Like, how do you deal with that? And so that's a big question, so let me answer a few things. First of all, my sexuality. Starting to come to terms with, I'm probably not completely straight. I'm probably on that bisexual spectrum. Second question, am I Christian? I was born Christian, I was raised Christian, but I don't want to limit myself to the term Christian.
Christian's a thing. I don't know if you knew that.
A lot of the Sins that I think are really sins are things that either hurt you or hurt someone else, and things you don't have consent for. All of those things are wrong. I think anyone can agree that those things are wrong. The ones I have problems with, the sins that I have problems with, are the ones that don't fall into those categories. People are going to have their own opinions of you, and there's nothing that you can do about that. They have the right to have an opinion of you, which is weird. But you also have a right to a response to that opinion. Anyone can say anything about you, okay? But you have a right to say anything about them, about you back. That's your job. You can do that. At the end of the day, in 50 years, are you going to remember what that one person said to you about being gay? Probably not. When talking about parents, parents will love you no matter what. And I stand by this. And I know that some people know that their parents are heavily religious and that you will be kicked out and they will never love you again. In 50 years, when your parents are on their deathbed, do you honestly think they're going to care? Everyone is high and mighty for the first 10 years, 20 years maybe. But after that, it's like, that's your child. And honestly, even though religion tells you that religion should be of utmost importance, a lot of parents emphasize their children over that. And it may take a long time, but I do believe that a lot of parents come around. Okay, the next question, what is the toughest choice I ever had to make? There comes a point where you have to resist everything in your brain telling you to keep talking to someone and to keep trying, and you have to choose whether to keep trying or to not. And that's hard. That is a hard call, because when you really care about someone, you want to keep trying for them, with them, because they're important to you. But sometimes you have to give up on someone, and that, I think, is probably the hardest choice I've had to make. Also, college and figuring out what you want to do with your life. Oh my gosh. Next question, I don't think is a hate comment, but it kind of sounds like one. And that is, why am I still alive? I think I'm still alive because the future has so many opportunities, and I want to know how this whole situation ends. Like, where does the story stop? What does the story, what happens with the story? And so I think if anyone's struggling out there, think about that. You don't know the end of the story. You don't know what the story holds. So the next question is really interesting, and it says, with creation and when people create things, are people recreating a world that is already built, or are they making a new world? And I think it depends on the creator. I think you can do both. A lot of times in creation there's human emotions. For example, Avatar. What's really emphasized is how humans react to the avatars, to the creatures. And so that, I think, was a pinnacle part of that movie, is how we deal with things that are not like us. So I think you can recreate a world, or you can make a new world. That's totally up to you. But I do think all creation is based on something inside of yourself, whether that is an emotion or an experience that you've had or something like that. The next question is, can we save the environment? When is the world going to end? Do we have enough time to save the environment? Always think that you have time, because if you don't think you have time, you're just living in an endless doom, and that's not good for anybody. Do I think we have enough time to waste on it? No. I think we need to start moving, and we need to move now if we even want to hope that there is enough time. Actually, scientifically, I think they have figured out that we only have a little while before it's too late. The next question, am I scared that I won't be prepared for the world? Am I scared that after high school I'm not going to be prepared? I think school cannot prepare you for the world. I think you have to prepare yourself. I think experiences prepare you. There are life lessons that you learn just through living your life, and so I think you're never going to be 110% prepared for life. I'm scared. I'm not scared of that. I'm scared that I've procrastinated, and so I'm trying to apply for colleges and all of that stuff, and so that's hard to do. That's a scary thing to do. And also, I'm scared because I don't know what I'm doing. I have no clear direction for my life other than going to college. I think no one's prepared. I think we're all kind of running with our heads chopped off. We're We're like deer in headlights. So that's it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. There were some really good questions here. And I really liked this serious type of Q&A. If you like me and my videos, you can actually follow me on Twitter, which is Elissa J YouTuber. And I connect with a lot of people on Twitter. I reply to people. I put tweets out. And so if you're wanting to connect with me, that's the best way to do it. So go ahead and get on that. Let's become Twitter friends. Also, something you already know, you can definitely subscribe to this YouTube channel down below by hitting the red subscribe button. And I will see you guys next time for another video. Bye!